I feel really good. Thank you for being here. I mean,
Yes.
there's so much love in the room, first off.
Yes. Yes.
And long time coming for all this. I'm on the radio now myself on WRD Fridays. And one of the things I was saying is like, especially Breeze, especially in schoolie, when I was in high school coming up, first exposed to hip hop, these three people were my superheroes, right? So it was great to, like, before the Avengers and Black Panther, like these, like literally play these folks' records, like the quest to Funko Mart to get the record and crack it open and play it for hours. So then, to come out of film school and then years later have the ability not only to like help tell their stories, but to be friends with them. And I really appreciate you all for just, let me be a fly on the wall, and hopefully, we corrected some of the wrongs in terms of having.
Oh, we appreciate you, Mike. You're the bomb.
You did an incredible piece of work. I got to tell you.
Give it up for Mike, though, for real. He works hard, too.
He does. He works hard. As we come here for this celebration for her, did y'all know that she's in the Guinness Book of World Records? She is the first female rap to the beat, y'all.
She loves saying that.
I love saying that. I was like, B, did you know you're in the Guinness Book of World Records? She is the first female solo rap artist. You are looking at a legend. I remember Saturday afternoons coming home, WHAT. I wasn't on the radio, but the thing you did was listen to Lady B, and she was playing hip hop, a new genre that maybe your parents may not understood, but it so spoke to us. And you would run to hear her on the radio, and she really just opened up a whole new world as far as radio, as far as artists. And it's just a damn shame that she ain't on the radio. I'm gonna tell you something. It's a travesty. It's a travesty. And I'm gonna tell you something. When people are jealous of you, when they are jealous of your legacy, karma is real. Because this woman is gonna rise up like the phoenix she is. I always tell her, you ain't never gonna be silenced. You ain't never gonna be silenced.
She says it to me every day.
Every day. You're never gonna be silenced because you are a legend that we love and respect. And we will be there August 19th, Dell Music Center. Rakim, Stetsasonic.
You know what?
Special Ed.
I love her.
Well, Patty, before we jump into everything, because I've been sitting on this stuff like they've never seen any of this, and I mean
us, we never saw we saw this together for the first time tonight, which is why I was laughing and crying because we didn't know what Mike put together. So to see the end result with you guys tonight was so special. I was over there laughing. Oh my God, my hair, my clothes. I was so horrible. But yeah, that was really, really good, Mike. I mean, you really represented us so well. You definitely told our story. And I can't wait for everyone to see that. That is so dope.
You made my head look big as shit, man. What you doing?
Well, we already made a whole movie about Breeze, so I had to steal his off of YouTube, so maybe there's sizing. Maybe
swole my shit up.
You know what? I got a beef to pick with your ass.
Yes, sir.
The whole motherfucking time, he was filming the movie about you played with my vanity, because y'all know I'm vain. I thought you was filming a movie to fuck about me. You show up the last goddamn day, talking about Breeze. What the fuck is he talking about Breeze for? That's my...
Yo,
And I just got into an argument with Breeze. You remember that argument?
Man, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
Yo, you know you used to bootleg our shit, too.
Oh, he's still
No,
heard about
you
that?
don't never talk about that.
But I swear to God.
Oh,
Them
well,
records you went downtown to buy, that's how they got on them CDs you used to sell, the greatest Philly hits and shit. So I'm selling T-shirts tonight on Mike. At Mike's event, I'm selling T-shirts to get some of that bootleg
Mike,
money
when
back.
is it available on YouTube?
It wasn't.
But did you know you was doing that?
Are you still hurt by that?
Did you tell
or
him to do that?
No, I ain't tell him.
You told him
well,
to play with
right,
my
so-
vanity? He said, I tell you how to get Schoolie on film. Act like it's about him. That nigga can't never shut up.
Well, thank.
We love you though.
Well, yeah. So before, just to clarify.
Leave him alone.
Like, look, I don't need the Jamie Foxx moment. Like 20 years later, somebody coming, you put me in the hospital. You're still hurt by that. I apologize. But
Mike,
it
Patty
was-
has a question. Go ahead, Patty.
Yeah.
When is it going to be available on YouTube?
Well, I mean, Lady B's movie is already on YouTube. This is an assembly edit. I mean, literally.
Okay.
So the course of events was I was working at KYW and I wanted to make a film, and my first feeling was Ken Burns has done jazz, but he waited too late and folks weren't around. But a much better film if he didn't wait for the establishment and the PBS to fund it. You know, they could have gotten Dizzy and Miles and all these people while they were living if they'd done it 10 years sooner. So, you know, my feeling was the music I love, Schoolie, Breeze, Steady B, all that stuff would be a great series of documentaries. And but to test it, I did go to Sound of Market, and I took some records and I made like a mixtape, and it probably sold 50, but then I ended up getting bootleg too, because some like Gola or somebody, like they were supposed to be buying it from me, and the next week they had like 50 copies that were like didn't even look like mine, and I was like, you know, so
Yeah, I was selling Philly boy. So what?
well, whatever. It's
I'm the Philly boy. Shit.
well, steady. I mean, there's a scene.
Welcome to my
Actually,
life, y'all.
Schoolie, you can talk about the value of PSK being bootleg to your career and your fame and all that stuff.
Well, I'm famous. The mob made me famous. Those motherfuckers was just like, 1 for Schoolie, 2 for us. 3 for Schoolie, 4 for us.
He's talking about the pressing plants. Was
pressing
pressing
plant,
one
they
record for him,
Yeah.
2 records for them.
You know
They
what
were
I'm
selling
saying?
this stuff
And
all over the world.
And we found out, you know, we tried to get all gangster and shit. We were over there, you know what I mean, with our little 30 Saturday night specials, revolvers. These motherfuckers come out the back with no fingers and shit. We say, these niggas ain't got no fingers, man. I think we in trouble. They was calling up the house, strange, at 1:30 at night. You like your mama? I'm like, what the fuck is calling me? Yeah, I like my mama. Well, shut the fuck up. But it was, you know that scene in the Richard Pryor movie when they took him in the back and again they paid him? Because they all did, they wound up going to jail. Because I don't know if y'all are old enough. Remember Michael Jackson got bootlegged and all that, and that they found the FBI guy in Jersey? That was them same dudes, but they called me in and they said they liked me because I never snitched. And they paid me. But then they told me to go, they started a whole, I don't know if you heard, they started a whole new record label from bootlegging me. They said, but yeah, we need to go check these dudes out. We made lots, they made like $40 million. I'm exaggerating, they probably made like $4 million, but you know. But you know what I'm saying? But they paid me. They all went off to jail and everything. But
Are you auditioning? I mean, you're the only one on the stage that doesn't have a film. I mean, who wants to see a Schoolie D film? I guess that's the question.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah. It's gonna be called "Am I Black Enough for You?"
actually, we go.
I got the title, but I'm not going to say it. Yeah.
People approach me about movies and stuff.
Crazy
books and
mother.
shit. Well,
Finish.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I want to talk about. I got some stories about Lady B.
Yes.
Okay.
So if y'all wondering, I used to be light skinned. And I had a record around 1982, 83 called Gangsta Boogie. And
so
my mother, rest her soul, said, take her out to Lady B. She, you know what I'm saying? I had no car. I go off from 52nd to Parkside in August, up to WFIL, which is like what? How it was like 4 miles. like I said, I started out
You
light
walked.
skinned.
Yes, you did.
I get the fuck up there. She said, gave her the record. She was like, that's nice, but I can't play this shit. I was like, well, why not? She said, you cussing. And you talking about weed. And you talk.
Let me tell y'all. First of all, we just got hip hop on the radio. So you know we gotta be careful. We get in trouble for every little thing. Any excuse to take hip hop off the radio. This fool brings me a record that said mother effer at least 25 times, Patty. We talking back in the Bruce Holberg days when he was our general manager. Can you imagine? So I tell Mr. Gangster Rapper that I can't play his song, and see, there's kids in the room. He punked out and started crying.
I sat on the curb.
On the curb.
Like this. You know, you got that, you know, you're crying in the summertime.
Like really
you got that dirty tear right here. The dirty tears.
He had the snot cry going. I was like Schoolie.
Welcome.
But thank God for my DJ at the time. His name was Jeff Mills, and he was a beast with that razor blade. And that's exactly what he did. He took the razor blade to Schoolie's song. We put it on Reel to Reel, and we did an edit.
That's right.
It took it from like a 6-minute song to a 2-minute song. But nevertheless, I played the 2 minutes that I could play. So Schoolie would stop crying on the curb. Because he was really crying, dog. Until today, he loves telling people that I made him cry.
Well, see, I wasn't
as
crying
if I
for
did
me.
some old tough stuff to
No.
make him cry, whatever.
I wasn't crying
E-Vette
for
Money,
me.
get up here and help me. Get up here.
I was crying for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I was crying
DJ
because
Touchstone just walked
I was
into-
crying for me.
Well, but the irony is that Breeze here is the first artist to get banned. I'll go for a touch.
What's happening? How y'all doing?
Yo, Touch.
Yeah, so Breeze actually is a record holder himself. First artist to have his record banned from radio. And you didn't curse, did you? You cursed a little
I
bit.
cursed my behind off. I pulled out a gun in the record. I called the Chinese a I said they cook with cats and dogs. I said I threw the effing cat on the roof. I said everything I could think of, bro.
So you guys were Twitter before Twitter. You're just trying to get likes and.
No, dog.
Basically.
I just wanted to prove to people I could make a record because they told me I couldn't. I didn't even try to sell it at first.
But you weren't.
People told me I couldn't make a record.
Breeze was a hustler
So
always.
I saved my money up and made a record.
So-
and I set 500 records in Handmaster Flash's living room and said, now look, I made a record. And I was done. We didn't start selling records for another 2 weeks.
So so this was just a sell to your neighbors basically because the radio was not having.
It was a sell to anyone who told me I couldn't. And I had
I
been
didn't see
hearing that.
nothing wrong with the record.
I was
didn't see
hearing
the
that
cussing.
since I was a little
Nothing
kid.
wrong with
So, you know, I've had an idea I could make a record. Everybody I came to, they told me, no, you can't. That's impossible. So I put my money together with a Domino's pizza job, made my own record. I found the studio, found the pressing plant, found the mastering plant. I drew the artwork because I was inspired by Schoolie. We didn't have Photoshop back then. All we had was pens and paper. So I drew the label. I drew the label and I put the record out just to prove that I had a record. When people came to battle me, I said, battle that wax. Get out of my face. So it was that deep. I was an angry young black man.
He was.
I
Very
still-
angry.
And
I
you know
still
what?
am. I was yesterday anyway.
I bought
No, I'm
the
good.
records.
I'm good. Huh?
I bought those records. I went out, even knowing you, I always went out and bought your records. Every time I bought the You, Ice Cube, the Crown Rulers,
And I bought you.
Jewel Tees, those records. I got you, sorry.
Who
stole your
still has
record.
their 12 inches?
Everywhere in the world I go, I always collect. I have about 40 To The Beach y'alls.
You probably stole a lot of them from me
Yeah,
too,
but
though.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, all right. Let's keep it real.
I'm just saying. Everybody, welcome E-Vette Money.
E-Vette Money.
E-Vette, you should have seen yourself. You would have been laughing. No, they got you so good. You, oh
Them
my
booty
God.
shorts.
What?
You had
Booty
your
shorts?
biker shorts
Them booty
on. You,
shorts.
oh
I
my
wanna
God.
see that.
Biker shorts,
You was
baby.
on stage grinding on his board. It was terrible.
Oh, I want to reminisce.
You missed
Play
it, girl.
again.
You missed it. It
I
was
don't
crazy.
see nothing wrong.
I want to see what I look like in booty
Oh
shorts.
Little
my
bump and
God.
grind, that's what it was.
You had your biker shorts on, repping hard. It was
Oh,
funny.
man.
It's funny.
Dang.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed it.
It was crazy. You did. You
Can I
missed
get it? Can I get a replay, Mike?
Well, it's Rap City footage.
Okay, cool.
basically. But you got some laughs. Some laughs. Well, I mean when.
Oh my
no,
God.
not the booty. Come on.
They were
it's not
rolling
the
all
booty.
over the
Step
floor.
up. I'm saying.
Laughing is not good in hip
No,
hop.
no, it was a good laugh.
So
'Cause
wait
we
a
was all
minute.
we was all cracking up because we just looked so young.
Oh, okay,
That's what it
cool,
was.
cool.
That's,
We wasn't clowning.
I was,
it.
okay, I want to
Y'all
make sure I
gonna
ain't look
have
like a
me-
clown.
Have me in jail over this. Is the wireless working? I mean, I don't know, Patty, if you had any more questions, but we do want to figure. Well, we're recording though. We're working on something. Yeah, he's just go. Wait, no.
Can we come up? Can we come up? Or just speak loud? Or just stand? Just stand where you are. Over here. Speak loud.
Hang on, Patty.
Wait.
We're recording this. I need to get this
Okay.
out. But is it working or no? No speaking question. Okay, so we'll do the lineup. Is that all?
He wants to document everything.
Well, look out.
He'll be showing this to our grandkids years from now.
Rest in peace, Chucky Go-Go. This movie would have been out 10 years sooner.
Most definitely.
Huh?
Peace, Chuck.
Rest in peace. No, it's very difficult to find vintage footage. There weren't very many people with camcorders or even thought to capture these things. But what I didn't realize was if I just filmed you guys then, everybody then, and just waited this long, it would have all looked like vintage footage to everybody anyway. So my demand to where's that authentic? I mean, we did get the one Win Ballroom show, courtesy of Breeze, where you saw Will and his beatboxers. Are we close? People can walk up and ask a question. Whoa. Okay.
You're killing us. Who's doing that? Stop.
He's just. Are we hooked up?
Stop.
Huh? It's too loud.
Yeah, back in the day, we'll just keep on dancing. Now we like
Can you string it? They'll walk.
That
up.
is a true story. Back in the day when your sound wasn't right, when we were
make
going
that
through stuff
longer
like
and
this,
not
we
too
always
long.
had somebody that could dance real good. We like, go out there and dance. Go out there and dance till we ready. Hurry up.
Yes.
I was telling my nephew, go spin on your head. Spin on your head until we get ready.
come on, let's beatbox.
Do something.
Do something.
All right. So, yeah. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed. I'm switching. Shout out to James Claiborne and the great people at the African American Museum. Shout out to.
Take it over. Yes,
WU
thank you. Please clap it for them. It was so nice of them to do this for us.
WURD, which is my
So
home base.
nice.
Shout out to the Philadelphia Sunday Sun, who is one of our sponsors, writing an article. The Philadelphia Daily News. If you want a collector's item, pick up today's paper. Beautiful article about Lady B in there, and WHYY also helped promote the show. So, and Michael Cord's here. A lot of the footage that we captured.
My
if it
biggest
had not-
supporter. Where is he?
If it had not been for his foresight in starting Hip Hop 101, a lot of the information that we captured and we're sharing now would have never happened. We wouldn't have had the forum to do it. So, and thank everybody who ever came to a show and all that, so helped pay for tape. Yeah.
Hey everybody, B Nation, it's your boy Rockwaller. Django and a Kango, sweet like a mango. They say I'm more old school than Broad and Venango. I got an attitude of gratitude and I'm always thankful, grateful, not hateful. Man, you want some of this B Nation love, me and B, we will serve you up a plate full. Now pop your collar, cause you're talking to your boy the Rockwaller. Here's the statement, y'all, real rap. This icon from Philadelphia, this hip-hop pioneer. And other than Miss Kitty, one of my favorite women on planet Earth. Before I tell you what I'm going to ask the B Nation to do, I was driving home from the shipyard one day, stuck in traffic, bumper to bumper, and B called out, call on in and ask a question. I forgot the question, but I called in and made her laugh. And she said, what's your name? I said, just holler at your Rockwaller. My name is Craig. I tell her all the time, she named me Rockwaller. I just said, pardon, holler at your Rockwaller. She said, well, you might as well call in tomorrow. I called in. One day she said, Craig, Rockwaller, there are 676 hits on Facebook. And the only face at that time I ever had my face was in what's called the Bible. I didn't even know what Facebook was until I went up. She changed my life. Wherever me and Miss Kitty go, we get the best tables. It's always Yo Rock, where's Tell B and Touchstone, my love. So this is what I need for the B Nation. Is everybody B Nation in here? Is this the B Army up in this camp? I'm walking down Broad Street. I see Wee Willie Weber, Sally Starr, and deservingly so. But how is it that a hip-hop pioneer, Philadelphia treasure, Bahia, if you ever retire, I'm gonna expire. There is no rock without Lady B. The first hip-hop hit, activist. Me and B out there marching to stop violence, fair housing for senior citizens. Her voice is the people's choice. Let me repeat that. Her voice is the people's choice. I haven't left her since I met her. She has totally changed my life. Can y'all please bombard the Philadelphia Music Alliance and make them put a star for a show enough Philly treasure on the Avenue of the Arts. And I'm gonna leave you with this. Boy, the way Earth, Wind, and Fire played. And we never ever went to a mummers parade. Everybody drank Kool-Aid. Those were the days. Do you remember where you were then? Lady B was only 10. And Philly, we could use a man like Julius Erving again. A house had only one TV set. And we were too young to be in debt. And we didn't even need Viagra yet. Those were the days. Love you, B. God bless you, baby.
You are so dumb.
Phil, welcome to come up. I mean, we do want to record this for posterity. People over the world. As soon as it hits YouTube, it's global. But one thing I know, when we were planning the event, you wanted to share just information out to the public in terms of being on the air, B, and all that.
Well, I was going to wait for someone to ask a question because people have, if you see the article, there's not a story to tell, honestly. Everyone up here is my close personal friend, especially Touch, being on the radio with me. Why I got fired from the radio station. And I wished I had an answer for you guys, but I absolutely don't. There was no insubordination. No, I didn't break a rule. I walked into work on a Tuesday, ready to work, and was told to come in the office and that it was my last day. Yeah, and my reply actually was, well, what did I do? My ratings are good. What's going on? And they just simply said, the company chose to go in another direction, as they have a right to. It is their company. Oh, see, that's your opinion. I appreciate you. But what I wish they had done is said thank you, or at least sent me off in a more respectful way, which is why all of you got angry. And I think it would have made things a lot better had they done that. You can't snatch something from folks and not give them a reason. To make it even harder for me, for 6 months under my contract, I couldn't even say anything. So while Rockweiler and Michael Cord and other city officials were having press conferences and Chuck D calling in and I'm boohooing crying, I had to be silent, which made it even harder because I know a lot of people were like, well, why isn't she saying anything? This one right here by my side who's been holding me up every day since is screaming and hollering and having a fit. Patty was just having a straight fit. I still couldn't say anything. Their lawyers actually called my lawyer and said, if I say something, then you can kiss your little severance check goodbye. So I had to be quiet. And then May 1st was the first time you guys saw me on Facebook where I could say, you know, thank you to folks and the marching and stuff. And this is not just me when it comes to radio. That is the day we're living in. And Patty will tell you that. It is very cutthroat. It is very harsh. It's a business at the end of the day. And I just wish that the powers that be at any radio station would understand that they should appreciate the people that work for them. I think some of them think because they gave you a job that it ends there. But at any job, if you're working at Burger King and you're on fries, you need your manager to say good job on fries that day. And I think we have lost that. It has come to just likes and Facebook and social media, and we just have lost that community feel. And speaking of which, that is the thing that I miss the most about my job. I mean, doing what y'all saw tonight and, you know, bringing hip hop to Philly, God knows I couldn't have had a better life. It was so much fun and such a pleasure to represent Philadelphia and go up New York and brag about how great my city was. But as my career grew and as I grew as a woman, I realized that there's a lot of power in that microphone. And I will commend the sister sitting next to me because she doesn't take advantage of that power. You have to be mindful of what you're saying to folks and how it's going to affect them and how it's going to touch them. So doing the community pieces every Wednesday and sharing with you guys where you could take your kids after school or how you can get your grandmother some help with her heating bill and things of that nature meant the most to me. So it's not so much the partying that I miss, because y'all see I ain't stopped partying yet. I've been busier now than I've been when I was on the radio. I got a damn gig every weekend. I'm still the party girl, you know what I'm saying, Miss? I'm still the party girl. But I do, and I will not stop my work in the community. A lot of people that are sitting here, Mr. Joe Wilson, the Says, you know, Rockweiler, we still want to make a difference with our children, and we're not going anywhere. I won't be silenced, Patty. I will keep doing that, but just the way they did it. I'm not so upset about what they did, but it's the way that you do it. My mother always said that it's, you know, be careful about the way you do things because it angered you guys. And they did offer, they did owe you an answer when Michael Cord and Rodney Muhammad from the NAACP were calling me angry, saying that they wouldn't give them an answer. I felt kind of embarrassed because I felt like I worked for a company for 10 years that didn't have any manners. And that's just not the way it is. They should have answered these folks. They should have, at least for the time I put in, said she did a good job and we wish her well. But they did none of that, leaving all of you to wonder what happened. And thank you. So yeah, that's my story. You know, a lot of my personal friends, I will keep it 100 with you, as soon as they found out I was fired, called me and said, girl, what you do? Who did you curse out? Who did you punch in the mouth? I'm like, I didn't do anything this time, I swear to God. Yeah, even Touch, you know, he's taken this so hard. I will let him speak for himself, but it hurt me to see him hurt, to break up our partnership. You know, he's still working, and I want him to keep working and getting paid. We all have to pay our bills. But it even hurt him the way they did it. And I remember the day it happened, they expected him to go right in and go to work. And he was, you know, upset, obviously. And I'm like, give him a minute to, wrap his brain around this, but they didn't. And we're all here. We're survivors. I'm not going anywhere. And the beauty of this is, I'm going to tell y'all this too. This is not my first fire. See, there's a couple times I got fired before in my career where I did do something wrong. Played a record I wasn't supposed to play. Grabbed my PD by his tie. That was before the Me Too movement, but he said something he shouldn't have said. So, yeah, I threatened him. But this time, as a grown woman, I want y'all to know I didn't do anything. So this is not my first fire, probably won't be my last. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to do my best to get back on the radio as soon as I can. And, yeah. But, yeah, I have been dying just to tell that story, and I say to my former employers, just be mindful of how you do things because karma is real. And people are not stupid, especially not my folks here in Philadelphia. You can't sell them something without, showing them some love and some respect. So there you go.
Oh, yeah.
Malika Love is in the building.
Give it up for Malika Love.
First of all, I'd like to give my congratulations to you, young lady. You've been around for a long, long time, made a whole lot of us happy. We jammed to everything that you did, girl. We followed you all the way through. So everybody give her one more round of applause. She deserves that. She deserves that. She paid her dues, man. She paid her dues. So years ago, I used to have a store down Center City in Market Street, Funko Mart. And a whole lot of y'all know.
Oh, my God, we lived in Funko Mart.
So back in the day, I remember we used to put all the sound systems in all the clubs, all the roller skate rinks, everything around.
Where I got my first turntables.
That's right. There we go, girl. And I remember we did a club called After Midnight, Under the Ground.
The Underground Throwdown.
And after midnight, I remember many nights, because they didn't open up until 11 o'clock at night, stay open until 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. Everybody go out there and the sun be out.
10.
But all that time, I remember when you would come in there and Mimi Brown, and y'all would hang in there and just do your thing, go crazy. And people appreciate it. Whatever you did, you could have just did anything, threw your shoe in the air, and everybody would clap. So you did a good job. We all love you, and I just remember all of you guys. Patty Jackson, I want you to come to the wedding, because I'm going to marry Rona, the island girl. Rona, island girl. So you're going to be the best lady. And
how you just going to agree to that? Okay.
Moni,
really, just okay?
Moni, love Moni.
She just gonna say okay.
I just remember.
See how your sister do you?
Patty just want to dress up. Right, Patty?
Moni, I can still remember you bouncing around, girl. That's all I can say.
Thank you so much.
And you did your thing, girl. You did your thing. Now, these three guys over here on this corner here, they used to come in my store hanging there all day long, schoolie.
They was probably stealing,
Mike.
sir.
Yeah, they probably was. They probably was. Yeah, you remember? Yeah, that's right.
Especially schoolie.
About equipment. And MC Breeze, when you first came inside the store, there was a time, he would make you a T-shirt. He would.
Oh, Funko Mart?
Yeah, at Funko
I used
Mart,
to airbrush
front.
T-shirts in Funko Mart. Them records wasn't bringing the money in. Look, I work.
I know you work.
Look, I work.
So I know you put them coins together for good use, because I remember the first album. I remember that album. It was all written with your graffiti on there, and I remember a song called Discombobulator Boobulator. Is that right? Okay. And Mike, you're the man. So once again, my girl and everybody's girl over there, Lady B, give her one more big round of applause.
Okay, thank you.
Wow, it's quiet right now. Shout out to DJ Miz in the back. I don't know if anybody shouted him out. Give it up for Miz.
They talked about him in the movie too. Yes, this is the DJ that Questlove was speaking about, that he said never got his rightful due. But we've always loved you. And he also won the World Supremacy Contest.
Yes.
Yeah, just want y'all to know that. Philadelphia had 3 winners in a row. Jazzy Jeff first, Cash Money, and then Miz won. Proving that Philadelphia is the best on the turntables ever. And we still are.
And my DJ Sporty Shorty, who was 13 years old, took it all the way to the finals. It was her up against another guy. I really think they gave it to the other guy because I think he would have killed himself if he lost to a 13-year-old girl.
Exactly.
But she killed it.
And it was so dope for y'all to know, like, this is when hip-hop was first starting, so there was really a battle. Like, you see an MC battle now, there was 2 sets of turntables, and one DJ had to do a trick, and then the other DJ had to do a trick. And then they went and eliminated, so they got down to the final 2, and then the final 2 had to, like, really scratch it off and, like, really battle. I remember Jazzy Jeff pulling out a basketball. Y'all remember that? And put it on a turntable and scratch with the basketball. Hands down, he won. And then y'all saw on the movie where Cash put his mouth down and scratched with his mouth and turned around and corded the record again. And Miz has just had the fastest hands on the 1s and 2s. One of my favorite things about hip-hop is turntablism. Anybody will tell you I get so excited about a DJ, which is why I love Touch so much, because he's so damn good at it. And if you do your history and you do your research, you'll see that no other city in this country had DJs that could do what they were doing. It's really a craft. It's an art to really catch those records and bring them back the way they do and transform and make all those different sounds. Like, we were the only ones in the country that knew how to do that. We don't get enough recognition for it, but Philadelphia was the first one and still is, you know, the city that has the best DJs that know that turntablism. I just have to say that, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to overwhelm. There's so much. There's like 10 hours or so of footage of just. I mean, there's so many things that I was privileged to follow you guys around for. 2 hours reunion at Power 99. Everybody was there, and that's where you saw the Cash Money, footage. They did a whole like 4-hour broadcast with Golden Girl, where they brought everybody together, and we have footage of that. And Schoolie has, like, he's telling stories. He's got dozens of stories just about the whole record game. And Funk Wizard Snow, who couldn't be here. Also, shout out to Tito Rosari, who was my camera person on this project. Snow's like the hip-hop historian. He ran PhillyHipHop.com for so many years. And, he talks us through so many different events from, what it was like to be after midnight.
He has such a good memory.
At 2 in the morning, or being at the Spectrum with when you were battling Salt and Pepper.
Yeah, I'm gonna let them speak about that. We had a New York versus Philly show at the Spectrum.
Yes.
Yes, we did.
And I truly believe, I don't know, but I think I'm the very first hip hop artist to come out on wheels, because I came out on a motorcycle on that joint, even though my butt was showing when I got off with my little leather skirt. But I truly believe, like, did anybody else come out on wheels before then?
I came out in tight sparkly pants. I came out in tight sparkly pants.
Oh yeah, you definitely did that.
Talk about Breeze's clothes.
Well,
look, I don't care.
And battling,
Yes.
I was in the seminar.
Yes,
I was in the battle, and I battled King Son. Remember King Son Demo Wet?
Yes.
I did your outfit.
Yes, you did. You put a whole bunch of Malika Loves all over my jumpsuit with a hat on.
Malika Love is the first rapper I ever saw in my entire life, and I'm 54, to do a whole verse of rap forwards and then do that whole rap backwards.
Yeah, that's Philly.
Philadelphia, we were innovative. almost all of us, we wanted to innovate. Sometimes we overdid
Yes.
it. I was the first person to actually stutter and rap at the same
Right.
time. So I don't care where you hear
Yes.
it. Now, I don't care where you hear it, but at the new music seminar, I was stuttering. My name's Breeze. I like, take this time to try to say this rhyme. But every time I just start uttering, I can't stop stuttering. I was the first person to ever do that, ever. Now, at this event, where a judge was Big Daddy Kane, even if I stutter, I could still come off. Another rapper that was there was Dougie Fresh on his album. He got a track where he stutters on it as well. He was also a judge, and this was all after us. We had a lot of innovation in Philly. A lot of things that people had never seen before in hip hop.
Yes.
Never.
Yes.
First gangster rapper right here,
Yes,
Schoolie D.
yes. Yvette Money, the first female to cuss on records.
Yes, first
female to cuss on records.
I
Yvette
call her
Money.
bad girl. First
Curse
female,
bad.
the first
Bad
bad
girl.
girl of hip hop.
Bad.
I don't want
And
to say
biker shorts.
cussing no more. I'm grown up now. So.
It was innovation. You know what was one thing people always talk about, the sound of Philly hip hop? A young guy told me one time, he said, you know what the sound of Philadelphia was in hip hop? Is almost all of our records were made with beat machines. Think about Philly hip hop artists and think about New York artists.
The
New York
808
artists
was
were
our
rapping to
friend,
either
yes.
bands or old school break beats. Almost every record that came out from Philly was a
the
drum machine
808.
first. It was an 8. I was using a
909.
Dr. Rhythm Schoolie with a 909. It was all drum machines. All drum machines. That was the Philly sound.
Yes.
We were rapping the drummer, and we would add samples to those beats. And then later on, Philly artists started to then rap the samples, and then it started to sound the same. But our sound was those drum patterns.
Can I give you some props, Breeze? I know we tease you about it all the time, but when we were coming up and we were young, Breeze could do it all. He could paint, he could sing, he could rap, but he would make his own clothes.
Yes.
And when I tell y'all the outfits that this brother would put on, I never
just wanted
forget.
to stand out.
No, I never forget. It's when L.A. started having the whole Crip and Blood thing going on with the whole red, the whole red and blue, the whole red and blue thing. So it was real and it was serious. So we all made a point not to wear red or blue. Because you get out to L.A. and, you could get into a fight. Like, it was real. They were serious about this Crip and Blood thing. This fool had a jacket that he made. Yes, with red in the front.
Look, I'm from down the bottom, right?
Blue. Blue in the back. Russell Simmons like, you going to get your ass kicked coming and going. We was like, please, you got to take the jacket off. You going to start something. We can't keep our eye on you. You ain't taking my jacket off of nobody. Then he would take letters and MOD.
Some big giant letters I put on the back.
He would put plastic big letters.
The movie Jones, this shit, they
Like the
change the
big,
letters around in the movies.
yes. Like,
The
yes,
movies,
the
how they change the
marquee,
letters?
yes, ma'am,
The big
yes, the marquee
On my
letters.
back.
And glue them
Oh, the
on
whole
his,
the whole group now.
on the whole group's clothes. But he was dead serious. Like, we would wait to see, like, at the next party, like, we just couldn't wait to see what Breeze had on. Because he sat up the night before and created a masterpiece. Like, he was so serious
Sometimes I
about
didn't
it.
finish before 5 minutes of leaving the house. Still sewing.
That's right. That's right.
That's crazy.
Breeze didn't want to give a dime to
Do
nobody.
y'all motherfuckers got some questions? Because these motherfuckers gonna be talking all night. If somebody got a question, what's your question?
Yeah, I'll repeat it. Just go
And it
ahead.
can't be stupid.
Yeah, okay, yeah, please come on.
I've been listening to you since WHAT. I've been listening to you since WHAT. 1340 on the AM dial, kicking out the funk to make it jam a while. Yo, yes I did. Yo, listen, I've been a fan. I've been a fan my whole life. I was just at the KRS-One show. I seen the dedication he did to you, and I just wanted to come out and pay my respects. Also, I want to say this to the bad boy, Schoolie D. I'm from 58th in Baltimore.
Okay.
One night
We
they
was
let me
gangbang
hang.
with y'all
I ain't
motherfucking
before.
58th in Baltimore. I don't like you. Get the shit your ass down.
Listen. I'm getting ready to give you a shout out.
You shot Tommy.
I'm getting ready to give you.
Get that note, man.
Yo, I'm trying to give you a shout out.
Tommy's in a better place.
Yo, listen. One night at the Bobby Dan Super Sunday No School Monday joint, the boys from 58th in Baltimore let me hang. And I remember I walked in one night and I paid, I think, my whole $8. I had like $3 left. $3 left. I walked past this dude in the back and I didn't know who he was at the time. And he was smoking some weed, smelled like some killer. And I had like $3 and I said, yo man, sell me a joint. And he was like, no. He was like, how much you got? I said, $3. He was like, give it here. And then they got up on the stage and they was like, this dude from around here, his hometown talent, he gonna be doing his new record. And you got up there and did PSK. I was like, damn, that's the dude I just bought the weed from. Yo,
I remember that shit.
Yeah.
I like that stupid motherfucker.
So listen. Every time I heard your record, I was like, yeah, I bought weed from him.
We was laughing at your ass. Me and Cole was a
And I want to say,
ass motherfuckers.
I love all y'all. MC Breeze. I'm gonna just say this to you. It ain't New York, 'cause Philly is stepping in. Yo, I love all y'all. Thanks for letting me speak.
Wait, before you jump in, because I know a lot of the stories. I mean, actually, you tell the color story at the Power 99 thing. So, you talk about so. One of the things that's interesting. I'm bringing it to you, Schoolie. One of the things that's interesting is like when you look at this era versus now. I mean, you guys paved the way for every freaking multi-millionaire rapper. If you didn't make the records, if it didn't get played on the radio, the way wouldn't have been paved. So people take a lot of things for granted, but it's all about the resourcefulness and the originality. How did and these were all independent record labels. How are your first records funded? I'm just curious.
Domino's Pizza Job.
I robbed shoe stores. I did. Here's a funny ass story. We get the fucking home, man. My man Bones was sitting around the kitchen table smoking weed. My sister come. We look at the bag of money. We forgot we had a key. My sister come down. She look at the bag. She, it's a fucking bag. Just cut it open. We sit down there for 5 hours, man.
You mean you couldn't figure out how to open the money bag?
We was fucked up. We was like, a bag, a knife, yeah.
They had a bag of money, a knife bag.
Yeah, man, we cut that motherfucker open.
So were there a lot of paper bags being passed around?
Okay, man, don't cut the money.
Well, names, people, I mean, Miz, I've run into Miz quite a few times, never had a chance to interview him for this. Malika is in Philly Boy, but we never sat down. Unfortunately, a lot of regrets. I mean, Chino from Funkamart never had a chance. I mean, there's certain things like you say, okay, well, they'll always be there, and it's not always the case. But stories, a lot of, when I was buying the wax, a lot of the records were engineered or produced with Joe the Butcher. Any Joe the Butcher stories?
I'll say it like this. Here's my Joe the Butcher story. Another pioneer. They wasn't doing so well, Studio 4. So they was giving out. When I did Superbad, they said we'll let you do all these records for $500. Now, we did 3 records. We did a ballad. I always put the first thing, I always put ballads on my records early on. I was the first rapper that had enough heart to put a slow song on an EP. Because back then, it was considered corny for a rapper to sing. I didn't care. I didn't care. And then LL is rapping to a slow song. But it is bit by Drake and Lauryn Hill and a lot of other artists that sing and rap. But we were in Joe the Butcher studio, and I remember doing Superbad, and like the engineer, when he put the kick drum on, I'm listening to the kick drum, I'm like, that's not loud enough. And he's like, and then he said, well, where you want it at? So I shoved the kick drum way up. And he was like, no, that's technically incorrect, this, that, the other. And he went on and on and on and on about how it was incorrect. And I said, dude, we're making these records for 18-inch woofers in house parties. We're not raking, this isn't pop music. So we basically taught Joe the Butcher, me and Schoolie coming through that place, we taught them how to make hip-hop records. We showed them how, and their multi-million-dollar studio. My first studio was 4 tracks, little small place. So Studio 4 was the biggest studio I ever been in, but they didn't know nothing about hip-hop music. And when I shoved that bass all the way up, he said, oh man, that's not gonna work, that's not gonna work. But anybody has the record Superbad, that record is banging. It's banging. You put it in any stereo anywhere, and it's thumping because of us. So that's my Joe the Butcher story.
Here's my Joe the Butcher MC Breeze motherfucking stories.
And you lucky. We only made
We
1,000.
down there, we recording. These white motherfuckers, they're so scared. Every time they went out for a sandwich, they lock us the fuck in, like we gonna rob them. But we did. No. But we did. I show up the next day. These motherfuckers ready to call the police, detective squad, 20. I was like, what? $1,000 microphone missing. I'm like, well, why don't these motherfuckers crackers steal the mic? Why you come to us? We black just because. Now, I'm fucking standing up like, no, we ain't steal. Guess who stole the goddamn microphone? Breeze.
We already had this conversation. Cold Money said that he stole the mic.
But why'd you bring it back?
I stole some shit from Third Story recording.
All right, yeah, okay.
So y'all getting y'all stories all messed up.
Code, I'm sorry, Joe. Code did steal the mic.
I'm telling you, Cole stole the mic.
But you stole the other microphone. They came to me.
It wasn't the mic that I stole. It was Third Story recording.
You shouldn't be asking no questions.
I ain't steal nothing.
It was Breeze.
This is not a question, just a quickie. My name is Leona the Star, better known as Paparazzi. And B made me famous because my kids like, Mom, if I hear you one more time on that radio, I get to work, everybody's, Paparazzi, how did you call and be at the post office working too? I say, aha, you don't have to know that. We love you. You are going to be back on the radio. I got to get to work because I hooky work to come do this for you because I love you, B.
All right, okay, new rules. Statements over here, questions over here.
Just take the damn mic from him,
Welcome to the Terror Dome. It feels like a big old block party in here. This is awesome. I just wish that our babies were here, our kids, so they can see this and feel this, because they don't get a chance to. They just don't have anything. We were the last generation to have all this. Unfortunately, I don't have a question because I grew up with all you all. I was battling off of everything. So I just.
But you're right.
I just wanted to come up and give you your flowers while you are here. We thank you and we appreciate you. And there is no such thing as no coincidence. It was meant. It was your steps.
I told you the story's already written, girl.
Absolutely.
I know. I believe.
You were the only person that can handle something like that. And we were following you, but please know it was as if the earth stood still. We were at work running up and down the steps. Everybody, did you hear? Is it true? And I'm the entertainment person, so they always asking me. They confirm movies with me and they confirm music with me. And that's our life, our culture. That's our life. It tells our story. And so it's so meaningful, y'all music, y'all, this platform here. You have no idea how it was for me as a young teenager. My dance name was Miss T, Sweet T, I'm sorry. Okay. And T Audi. I represent South Philadelphia, but when the skating parties went down in Elmwood and USA, when that floor cleared, we was killing it. To PE and Queen Latifah, ladies first. That's the lady queen right there. I just did we just had a funeral, unfortunately, for someone who was like a beacon in the community, Rhonda Strong, who made us practice and rehearse to PE, ladies first, and Dance for Me by Queen Latifah, but you was spitting those records, and like Jilly from Philly said, I had my tape cassette growing up on Carter and Sanborn, Lady B, Butterball, pressing down on the play and record buttons, getting the glue to put my tape back together because it did them pop, and I wind it back in, and so people have no idea. When we talk about music, we serious about our music. And I just want to say to Mike, I thank you for real, because I go to the movie premieres with you all. I thank you so much for that, Reelblack. You're doing a wonderful thing. Keep it going. And I just thank you for the documentary. It was awesome. We love you, Lady B. Thank you so much.
Love you back, girl. Thank you.
Oh, and we're looking forward to August the 19th.
I was going to say, I see you at the show.
Yes.
All right.
And one last thing. You know Philly is known for this. I was cracking up because someone mentioned about the Dell. Everybody knows we all in one sync. We one mind when we about our music. And you know, if you ever come to the Dell, any concert, if we don't know you, or even if we do know you and we're not feeling you, everybody just walks out.
It's like the Apollo. It's rude.
It is rude. But when Lady B come there with that hip hop, we act like a fool. And that year that she had that party, the hip hop party, and it poured down rain, we was out there like the sun was shining. We was out there like the sun was shining, and so we looking forward to you, and we looking forward to hearing great things about you, and peace and blessings unto you. And
Same
keep rocking.
to you.
Thank
Peace
you.
and blessings.
Peace.
So we got two more questions. So just so you're aware, I mean, can you guys hang out a little bit? I mean, Daryl DeBrest is in the back wave. He's got posters if you just want to remember the night. I mean, we had to pay for him, so if you can give us $2 for him.
People got to get home from work. They ain't went home from work yet.
That'd be a good thing. Well, they're there. But I'll be back in shirts. Breeze has shirts. And then next Thursday, I'll be at the Slout with Daryl. We're going to be talking about archival with Stephanie Renee, and it's a free event. So, and it's a reception. There'll be food at that one. So please try and come to that. Check out us on reelblack.com. You'll see the information. Next question.
Okay, so I don't have a question. This is for B. I got a quick story for you. So I had a record out in 1985. Oh, God. And it was the B-side to Kid Fresh. Kid Fresh had a record called You're a Pest. I did the other side, which was Sally's Attack. You called my house, and you said, I got a show for you at after midnight. First of all, I was screaming and hollering because you called me. And I was like, I told everybody in the house, Lady B is on the phone. She's calling me. She wants to talk to me. And so I came down to the show at after midnight. I opened up for Cutmaster DC. And you were the only DJ to ever play my record. And I was not a one-hit
Did you
wonder.
kill it that night?
Well, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I don't even think of myself as a one-hit wonder. I think of myself more as I wonder who she is, because it really didn't get played like that. But I just want to say to you that moment is a moment I will never forget. I played that record for my daughter.
I'm glad to be a part of it,
for her
girl.
friends, and I just want to say, B, I love you.
Aww.
Right. And the other thing I want to say to you is today in my grown-up life, I'm the president of a nonprofit foundation. You want to do something in the community, we can do whatever you want to do.
I know that's right. All right.
Well, that's another name there. I'm sure E-Vette can speak on Slice Records and Kid Fresh, a.k.a. Mike Elliott, who started off as a rapper, had Crush Video back in the day on, Channel 17 or something, one of the first. And I saw it. I told you I see you. One of the first hip-hop video shows was Crush Video, which was Mike Elliott, who went Crush Magazine first and then Crush Video. Mike went on to write tons of screenplays, Brown Sugar, Like Mike, Success in Hollywood. I mean, what are your Slice record memories, if you have?
Well, that was my producer. Clinton Shirley was his original name, and they called him Kid Fresh, and now he is Mike Elliott. He was always a big dreamer, and he always execute his dreams. So I'm not surprised that he is the type of creator that he is now, as far as in the movie industry and everything now. But I mean, he was a good kid. He remind me of the nerdy MC Breeze. MC Breeze was the hustler type, but he hustled, but he was more of he was more, I hate to say nerd, but yeah, I guess he was, but because he was just a straight type of dude that just wanted to show his creativity. So, Yvette's Revenge. Yes, he produced Yvette's Revenge. Get a taste of it. I think it was maybe those two. But he actually came down to the station when I rapped on Power 99 for Lady B. By the time we were leaving out the door, he was standing outside waiting to meet me. And
that's how you got signed.
Yep, exactly.
Right.
Signed to Hurt You Records.
Virtue Records.
Hurt You Records, I said.
Frank
Don't correct me. Hurt You Records.
There's a whole. I have another person who, fortunately, a good friend, Mr. Bruce Webb, was very generous. He was one of the independent retailers that sold a lot of these 12 inches, and I have a whole hour. None of it made it into this cut, but he encyclopedic knowledge of the record industry in Philadelphia. I'm gonna throw. Before I get
Ma'am, do you have a question?
Yes,
what would you like to say?
Hi, Lady B. We went to school together, and fine. Is it on? Oh, I forgot what I was going to ask, but I'm just want to say, I thank all of y'all. I loved all, dancing and everything, and you bringing the old school hip hop, and what's the? I'm confused now. Wait a minute. When I'm driving home from work, I can't even think of it now. But
The basement party.
The basement party. I love that so much, and I miss it. But I was telling my little sister before I came, I said, Lady B had that, and she had the celebrities, Rockweller, Martini Lady, and Miss Flo. And I was like, I hope they be here tonight so I can see them. Hey. And paparazzi. And it's just like, driving home from work, just listening to that, it just made me feel so good. And it's like, now I don't feel anything, And then they took Tom Joyner off in the morning time. And then they got rid of Roland Martin. And I'm like, you know what? Something's going down. Because you spoke to everyone. The children. I like the episode you did when the girls with the fighting, because they want to fight the girl because she thinks she's cute. And I remember how you broke that down, just like all the stuff that meant something to everyone. And I was telling my sister, I said, for real, I believe number 45 is behind the scenes of communication. So, seriously. Because they removed her, Roland Martin, and Tom Joyner. And all of y'all were doing something. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what I feel. I mean, it's crazy. It's like he could be looking and sending people out just to keep us down. But we ain't down because we're praying for you. And you're going to be around.
You're not the first person to say that or feel that way. So I say to that, we have all this technology, and we can talk to each other, in various different ways. So no matter if that is in fact true, they can't hold us down. Not to worry.
Don't. I'll just.
That's Mom. Mom, what you want to say?
Yeah, I'll just repeat.
This is our mother from the Dell. She has raised all of us, y'all. Give it up for Mom.
Okay, this is fine.
I just want to say how much I love you, and you have coined the phrase basement party, and honey, did I have plenty of fun.
Thank you, Mom.
Whoa, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Mom.
Yeah, so can I get one more in for Schoolie, and then just down the line, what everybody's up to? I know there's shows and records out. I know Spotify got every Schoolie D album now. I'm excited about that. But Ruthless Records is another piece of the Philadelphia story that we didn't have an opportunity to talk about. And Rough House, Columbia. I'm sorry, it's getting late for me. And Chris Schwartz, any stories on that, Schoolie?
I was signed to Rough House. I was actually when it turned in. It was already Rough House Records, but when it became Rough House Columbia Records, it was because we were waiting for a deal. They already had the name Rough House. Boy, I was there. All right. Well, I don't care what they named it then, but when they signed me, well, I'm gonna tell you from what I know. And when I signed with Chris Schwartz, I'm gonna tell you what I know, okay? And it goes a little something like this. I signed with Chris Schwartz, and it was just Rough House Records at the time. But I know that Kevin Woodley and Ice, I know it was another performer. I really forgot who it was because that's when they had Blackmail signed to them. But they were already out with Rough House Records. But they came up and I performed for them to seal the deal for Columbia Records for the actual merger. And I remember performing at, I think it was Pegasus nightclub on 38th Street. And Kevin Woodley and them, they came up. And we were there at the table afterwards. And they sealed the deal that night. I know that there were other artists a part of that, but I know that night they said it was a go. So.
Okay, Chris Schwartz, when I met him, he was Schoolie's token white boy. Basically, this guy's a genius. This guy's a genius. This guy's a genius. Schoolie knew that he needed a white face to do certain things. And that's what Chris Schwartz was. He cleaned them up. And because he had to clean them up. He dressed them up. And he sent them into places in his behalf. That's who Chris Schwartz was. So Schoolie made Chris Schwartz. So anything he became after that, once again, you know, and that's why they call me a rebel.
Right. Rebel rouser.
So, and rough. All right, so
for
I'm
the
getting
most part, we all on the stage. We all in Philadelphia hip hop were the first to actually become signed artists on record labels. Yes, yeah, everyone. Major record labels. Definitely. At that point, they were major record labels.
Yeah. Fuck them record labels. Fuck them.
Right, right. You all, yeah.
Everybody robbed shoe stores, school.
We had to work.
Where's the All in the Family theme? We can bring that back. So I'm getting the wrap-up sign. This is the family sitcom. Been going 30 seasons. 30 seasons of this.
We gonna stop.
Lady B, I'm told you have the last word. We have Breeze has shirts in the back, a Reelblack shirts in the back also.
Touch, can you just say hi to people before I give the last word? Just say hello or something.
What's happening? All I'll say is this. For the little bit of time that I've been on the stage when I walked in, I'm just getting a whole bunch of history lessons. I am probably the youngest person in the room. I'm 40. Lying through your damn TV, you damn 25. I'll let you go with 25, though. No, but seriously, it's just been a whole history lesson. Tonight, knowing B, E-Vette, Malika, Schoolie, Breeze, the rest of the pioneers in the room, it is a plethora of knowledge that I've just received, not just tonight, but over like the past probably, 20 plus years. I've been on radio for 20, going on 21. And my sister embraced me when I was young. Let me mess with you, because we was just hanging together last night. So I'm about 20, 21. B's on the radio. At the time, it was just Street Beat on a Sunday. And there would be some Sundays that I would fill in for Baby DST. And so I walk in the room, and literally, you know, it'd just be side conversations behind the mic, you know, off air. Well, she would start talking about sex. I'm 20 at this point. I'm running out of the room because I'm like, oh my God, no, I shouldn't be hearing this.
He did. It wasn't like he heard his mother talking about sex. And you know he can't see, so he's trying to find a door handle. He's trying to run out the room.
If you've never seen a blind man run, probably the funniest thing ever. I laugh at my damn self.
Speed up to now.
Speed up to now. I embrace it. It is what it is.
Now he talks about sex all the time in front of me.
She's older. I'm older. It is what it is.
But our relationship has changed. Yes, it has.
But nonetheless, it has been an absolute. I compare our relationship to the good Uber ride that I never want to get out of the car because I always want to keep riding.
Thank you, Mongi.
I just want to give a little history that I wanted to say about. I forget. If I don't talk right then, I forget. But you remember, Malika, we had started the Hip Hop Alliance. It still exists, I think, still to this day. But we started that on my porch. And we started that B at the time. That's when you were no longer. That's probably when you gripped your general manager up by the with the tie.
That's right.
yeah.
That's right.
But we started that to try to build the team to see what we can do to get you back on the radio. I don't know if you know that. Yeah,
that
but
was why.
Yeah.
And coincidentally, the same person that fired me this time is the same person that turned a deaf ear to y'all. Now that I think about that. Wow.
Oh.
Wow, right? Yeah, hey, Mama said if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say anything. We're going to end this evening. I want y'all to leave here being very proud to be Philadelphians. And when anyone asks you about the history of Philadelphia hip-hop, I hope you have plenty to say and share and stand up for and be proud of. Thanks for coming out and showing me love. I miss y'all just as much as y'all been saying y'all miss me. And I'm not going nowhere. Come to my parties. Come to my shows. August the 19th at the Dell with Curtis Blow and MC Light and Stetson Solid and Moni Love and Special Ed and Chubb Rock and Dana Dane and who I forget and Kwame and Philadelphia's own Tracy Lee. Get your tickets at the Dell. Box office open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6. Yes. Oh, Ardmore Music Hall tomorrow night. Bone Thugs and Harmony will be in the building after I do the daddy-daughter dance. Yeah.
All right, can I get y'all to say ho, hey, ow, say ho, ho. I'm selling T-shirts, y'all. They back there, back at the table.
You know that.
Thank you all for being here.